mathematics, astrology, sports, grammar, languages, Vedic science, you know, medicine, Ayurveda, yeah? And then on top he found inner knowledge, yeah? So Buddhism has always been this idea to find solution to human problems, okay? Yeah? Yeah? So, and so Lord Buddha, yeah, he left the palace, he achieved enlightenment, he spent 45 years wandering around, yeah? Answering people's questions, helping people to put their minds in the direction of awakening, yeah? So there come out different, what we call, like, let's say, groups of Buddhism. We have, like, the vehicle of peace, yeah, the Theravada, or the Pratimokshayana, the vehicle of individual liberation. That's based on ahimsa, non-violence, okay, yeah? So it means don't harm anybody, yeah, okay? And everything is based on this. So there's many, 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 let's say, harmonics of don't harm anybody. It's actually really quite complicated, actually, you know? Because if we start to think about it, it's like, oh, maybe, you know, this fabric, you know, yeah, maybe it's the pesticides and, you know, anyway, so non-violence is actually a very deep thing, you know, yeah. Anyway, so the first vehicle is based on non-violence, yeah, the Pratimoksha, yeah. So it's particularly embodying that are like the monks of the Theravada tradition, like Anuruddha, for example, who was just here, no? So what they try and achieve is to find what we call individual liberation. That means to have everything is okay all the time, yeah, okay? The mind becomes strong, the mind becomes peaceful. So whether you're having a good day or whether you're having a bad day or whether you're dying or whether you've got cancer or whether you won the lottery, mind is always good, yeah, okay? This is what we mean by individual liberation, yeah? Not that nothing happens, but the mind is not very weak, yeah, disturbed all the time, yeah? So anyway, so this is a very beautiful part of Lord Buddha's teachings, yeah? Yeah? And it's based on like ethics, concentration and wisdom, you know? Actually, we were hoping we could invite Venerable Anuruddha to come back here another time and maybe give some classes on Vipassana, yeah, okay? With, you know, in the Theravada tradition, they have very nice practice of concentration, samatha, and Vipassana, yeah? Of course, we also have that, yeah, but somehow they're emphasize very much that, so maybe we can organize some time to do like a Vipassana retreat here, okay? Which I think would be super nice, no? And very beneficial to our friends, yeah, okay? Anyway, so the first vehicle is this one, yeah? If we follow that way, we develop inner peace, and, okay, gradually, and you can become even something that's called an arhat. That means you no longer are disturbed by your delusions, yeah, okay? By our desire, our hatred, our pride is pacified, yeah? Okay? So this is the first, let's say, group of Buddhism is like this, yeah? Second main group is called the Mahayana, yeah? So Mahayana Buddhism is like, what is it? I'd like to become awakened for the benefit of all beings, yeah? So it's all about we, yeah? It's not about my individual liberation, because I'm just me, yeah? Mahayana is about we. What can I do to help everybody? So our precious Guru Rinpoche was 1,000% embodying this. His whole life, it was just about you, you know? He would do everything he could to make you happy, anything, you know? I don't know, so all the time he's bringing you a croissant, bringing you a biscuit. What do you need? Like, oh, here, have some money. Incredible, no? We all saw, no? Complete Mahayana mind, yeah? And he spent his whole life, you know, with many, many, many incredible initiatives, trying to make the world a better place, yeah? I mean, so Rinpoche came to the West in 1982, no? Milano, yeah? 81? Oh, hi, Cozy. Yeah, 81, okay. Yeah, okay, Rinpoche La, you know, he came to the West in 1981, and then he spent like 40 years busy with peace, he always used to say. First 10 years, he was working as what we call Lama healer, yeah, okay? Doing incredible things, actually. This sometime we have to, I don't know, make a book about all the incredible, I mean, he healed so many people in so many incredible ways, you know? And actually I arrived after this, but I heard such incredible stories of how he healed people, you know, yeah? Like, so many, that time was a very difficult time, no? There are a lot of people, not only with like cancer and many difficult sicknesses, but many people with AIDS, and he helped so many people, you know. And like when he first came to the West, what he did is he went to Greece and to South Italy, you know. And he always said, I only want to see the most difficult incurable patients that the doctors don't want, yeah? Yeah, that they can't do anything with. So Rinpoche started in the West like this, yeah? And he became super famous as a healer, yeah? So he used to go around, like for example, all over Italy, everywhere. And people would just, they hear, I mean, we wouldn't have all this internet and all this, yeah? But by word of mouth, people would say, oh, this Lama's coming. And it'd always be full of people, you know? Incredible, yeah? So, actually, I'm looking in the archives, yeah, because we like to publish all Rinpoche's collected works, and I found this paper, yeah, for the famous Om Muni Muni paper, yeah, because for 10 years Rinpoche would go around like healing people, taking care in their body and mind, yeah, and then the practice was like as Franco said the other day, no, the famous Om Muni Muni. He said the first retreat was 5 mantras, Om Muni Muni, yeah. Om Muni Muni is the mantra of Buddha Shakyamuni, yeah, okay, yeah. So in the Theravada tradition, by the way, they don't have mantras, yeah? But in the Mahayana, the Vajrayana tradition, we have many, many other ways to, let's say, put the mind in a positive direction. So we have like mantras, mudras, yogas, we have tons of different ways, yeah? So we have something called mantra, yeah? What is a mantra? So a mantra is actually man in Sanskrit means the mind. Tra means a tool, yeah? So it's a key, a tool to put the mind in a positive direction, yeah? Also, sometimes they say it's something that protects the mind from being ordinary. Ordinary means being suffering, yeah? So anyway, so in our tradition, yeah, we have the mantra of Buddha Shakyamuni, yeah? Which is the famous Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakyamuni Soha, yeah? Okay? So this is, at the beginning of our teachings, we always sing it, don't we? Like, Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakyamuni Soha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakyamuni Soha. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakyamuni Soha. So, actually, with the practice of Buddha Shakyamuni, and this one mantra, Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Shakyamuni Soha, everything is there, yeah? So if you're this kind of, like, let's say, minimalist kind of person, that's perfect, yeah? That could be enough, yeah? Yeah, and Rinpoche emphasized a lot, yeah, that we need to just focus on the historical Buddha, yeah? You can see here, like, whoof, yeah, out of this comes many, many other things. But for some people, maybe they like just one Buddha, one practice, yeah? Okay? And also, by the way, yeah, maybe people have other religion, other philosophical belief. One thing that Rinpoche used to say very nice, he used to say, well, you know, if God if God exists, no, then no problem. God also created Buddhism, yeah? So no problem, yeah? So please feel very comfortable, yeah? No, so always, actually, we have a very beautiful tanka, a painting in the what's now the restaurant of the center, yeah? The original, I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in the Kumpan in Milano, yeah? It's in the Kumpan, no, in Milano. So Rinpoche made this one time, yeah? Rinpoche was very much involved with like interreligious dialogue, yeah? Why? Because, you know, he really felt that the holders of the wisdom tradition had something to offer, yeah? And that they needed to unite and find solutions together, yeah? Which, of course, is true, yeah? Okay? So anyway, we have this beautiful tanka, yeah? Beautiful image of, if you maybe want to, after you go and have a look, I don't know, maybe we have one in here somewhere, I don't know where. Where? Yeah? Oh, what? There's one there, no? Also in the restaurant, yeah? Rinpoche used to sit in front of it, yeah? 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 So actually, this is actually, Rinpoche had this is in the 90s in Milano, yeah, Rinpoche had this vision, yeah, okay? I remember him saying he had this vision of Jesus and Buddha, yeah, okay? Yeah, you can see there's Jesus blessing the, actually it's not blessing, it's blessing the world, yeah, okay? Yeah, and on the other side is Buddha Shakyamuni blessing the world, and they're both, also blessing Rinpoche, blessing us, yeah? And around is the symbol of all the spiritual traditions, okay, yeah, yeah. So like I say, so one thing in our NgalSo tradition, everybody is welcome, yeah? All spiritual traditions or none, everybody very welcome, yeah? Yeah? Okay, so anyway. So Buddha Shakyamuni, yeah? Okay. Yes, the Buddha was a man, yeah? He's not God, yeah? Okay, yeah? This is one very big difference between Buddhism and, let's say, other religious, spiritual traditions, yeah? Okay, many people say, Buddhism's not a religion. It depends what you mean by a religion, yeah? Definitely in Asia they think it is, but they understand religion in a different way, yeah? Because, you see, in Buddhism we don't have this idea of a creator God. Okay, actually we have, 33 million gods, actually. Sorry, it's true, we have many gods, 33 million, yeah, okay? But we don't have this idea of, one creator, okay, that belongs to other, Semitic, other religious traditions, okay, but of course we respect everybody's point of view, no, of course, fully, yeah, okay. But in Buddhism, what we're trying to do is develop our inner nature, yeah. So a very, very big difference, let's say from the Buddhist point of view, is basically each and every one of us, the deep, profound essence of our mind is pure. We are fundamentally good and positive, yeah? Yeah, we have this pure essence of mind, like a pure crystal, yeah? But nobody ever told us, yeah? And, it's no, we were born, we didn't have the instruction manual for our life, And then gradually, through unknowing, many different, mistakes and errors come in our life, yeah? So it's kind of like as if we have a pure diamond in the center of our mind, okay? But then gradually it gets covered by dirt, yeah? Imagine if you had a big diamond and you don't even know what it is, yeah? I don't know, maybe you just lie there and then it gets dirty and maybe use it as a paperweight because you have no idea what it is, yeah? So this is like our Buddha nature, yeah? So gradually, we forgot our own pure nature, yeah? So what we're trying to do in what we call the Buddhist spiritual path, yeah, is recognize our own inner goodness, our own capacity for peace, our own capacity for generosity, yeah? Our own capacity to act to benefit others, to do something for the planet, yeah, for society, yeah? Yeah? And we strongly believe, yeah, that everybody is good enough, yeah, to attain those things if only they get the chance, if they get the right method, yeah, okay, right information, yeah, okay? So, okay. So the Buddhism, yeah, okay, this is what we're trying to do, So we how do you say? We're trying to develop, you see here on the thrones, no? Above and everywhere in our Gompa, we have this, looks like a bunch of jewels. It actually looks like a bunch of grapes, no? But anyway, it's called the three jewels, yeah, okay? So what we're trying to do is recognize our inner Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So what does that mean, yeah? Buddha means awakening, yeah? So now it's kind of like basically we're asleep, yeah, especially me in this hot weather. But but basically we're living unconscious existence, yeah? So gradually we need to wake up, yeah? And what does wake up mean? It means understand how things exist, how things function. And actually that's actually in a very scientific point of view, actually, yeah? So one very interesting thing about Buddhism is that science, yeah, modern science, yeah, and Buddhism, there's not really a conflict, yeah. With some spiritual traditions, they always had very uncomfortable, no, between scientific progress and spirituality. But for us, the only thing is, we think, of course, all technology and so on, we should use in a positive way, yeah, like for the benefit of society, for the planet, yeah, yeah. But per se, we're not at all against science, yeah, okay. And why? Because the Buddhist point of view is everything's interconnected, yeah. Very much actually like modern physics and so on, yeah. Everything is interconnected, yeah, in a very, very profound way, yeah. So everything is interrelated by what we call cause and effect, yeah. Okay, the Buddhist word karma, that's what it means. Everything's connected. So also that means what we do matters, yeah. You know, I mean, in other traditions they have, oh, maybe God is watching me, you know. We don't have anybody watching us, but we are connected to everything, you know. So therefore what we do matters. So it does matter whether I recycle my garbage or not. It does matter whether I'm kind or not, yeah? Yeah? Our actions do matter, yeah? Okay, yeah? Anyway, so everything's connected by cause and effect, you know. It's like science, no? You put some push, there's a reaction, yeah? Okay? Karma is not something mystical. Everything has a reaction, yeah? Just there's many, many more levels of it than we imagined, yeah? Everything is interconnected, interdependent, yeah? And also, you know, actually many of the new concepts of science, which we already got there first, yeah? Like multiverse, no problem. We've had a multiverse since since thousands of years, yeah? We have we say the 3,000 world universe. That means a multiverse, yeah? So already in Buddhism we said, okay, there's a billion universe or more within a habited life. Yeah, sure. Multiverse, yeah? So Buddhism is like kind of like, you know, one level every day also is very much in touch with the concepts of like modern physics and stuff, you know. It's about human development, okay, yeah? That's what we're trying to do, you know. And our Rinpoche, Lama Caroline, the founder of Albagnano, he was interested in trying to bring peace and development to all kinds of different people on whatever level was possible, yeah? So he spent like, well, all the time that I knew Rinpoche I had the privilege to know Rinpoche for 30 years, some people more, no? But he just spent like all this time running, busy with peace, he used to say, trying to bring peace and human development in any part of society that was possible, yeah? This is really the Mahayana mind. This is what we're talking about, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So, we need to wake up our Buddha nature, yeah? And everybody has this, okay, in Buddhist philosophy way, we say, okay, the Buddha nature is the possibility of change, that everything's empty, yeah? But more easy, we think we have a pure diamond mind inside, but we need to recognize we forgot, yeah? Yeah? I think also many people in the West, they have very low self-esteem, no? So they don't recognize that, yeah? You know, this is, so for example, you know, when you get up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth and stuff and looking at yourself, you need to look and say, yourself or before your coffee, whatever, and say, I'm good enough to get enlightened. I'm good enough to do something for the world, you know, and affirm to yourself, you know, I am a good person, I have the capacity to do something, yeah? Because especially in this difficult time, it's like a little bit overwhelming, you know, yeah? And there's very much this sensation to feel powerless, okay? But Buddhism is about, you know, I'm good enough and we can do something together, you know, okay? Which I'll just come on to in a minute, yeah? Okay, okay? So we all need to recognize our inner the pure quality of our mind. We need to wake up, yeah? And Rinpoche used to say, like the moon, no? It grows from the first moon to the full moon. We need to recognize our inner enlightened quality, our inner awakened quality, yeah? Okay? And why not? We all can if we apply the right method. Second hand, so what's the right method? The right method is something called Dharma, another Sanskrit word. So Dharma is what supports us emotionally, okay, yeah? So this is many things. We say in Buddhism, we say there's 84,000 different varieties of Dharma, yeah? Because we need many different ways to support the mind and support others, yeah? So basically it's everything that brings the mind up that makes the world a better place, yeah? So on a super simple level, instead of being, instead of being Turkey or mean, yeah? I'm generous, yeah? Instead of being selfish, I'm kind. This is Dharma, yeah? Okay? Every time we do something positive for the self and the others, the mind's going up. This is Dharma, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Yeah? And how do you say? They say that if you fall down, no, you need to like push yourself up from the ground, no, isn't it? Yeah? Okay? So mainly the mistake, in Buddhism we don't say you're a bad person, yeah? This doesn't exist, this idea of you're bad, you're negative. We say people make mistakes out of unknowing, yeah? But the mistakes we make are towards two things. One is other people, yeah? And the other is the environment, yeah? Yeah? So every time we do something for the others, yeah? Or we take care of the environment, actually the Dharma feeling is growing, yeah? Okay? So I don't know if you can see here. Here we have many triangles, you see? Yeah? Yeah? Anyway, you can look around our Gompa. We have many visualization with triangle. Yeah? So actually it's 3D triangle. So it starts with one point and grows and grows and grows up to infinity, okay? Yeah? So this is like our mind, yeah? Okay? And also inside there is huge space, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Okay, so that's another thing that Rinpoche wanted to teach us. Space training, yeah? Okay? Like, yeah. Actually, today I didn't bring my computer, but I was thinking like these days we could carry on with the explanation of, some of you have been following, other people not. Till now I gave like 70 lectures on the self-healing, beautiful self-healing practice of Lama Caroline, no? So I was thinking this time we could complete, no? The last part of the explanation of self-healing, well, never completed, but anyway, do more of that, yeah? But okay, today I'm just going to speak generally, yeah, okay? Because when we start to think about Rinpoche and here and his act, so many beautiful things come into the mind, So like this triangle, no? Yeah? The source of phenomena, yeah? Rinpoche tried to teach us something called space training, yeah? Yeah? So what does that mean? It means now we don't have any mental space, we're okay. We're like, all the time, yeah? Boring, yeah? Fed up, no? Yeah? No space, yeah? Okay? Rinpoche always used to tease us. We were always like, all the time, yeah? Yeah? So many times I used to ask Rinpoche, how do you manage? Because he was really, hopefully as many of you met him, but many new people is coming now. Rinpoche, like 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year, without stopping, was busy with peace, working for the others, yeah? Like day and night, and he would go till he slept, like in a chair or somewhere, and then somebody would phone him up, like somebody from the other side of the world, yeah? Rinpoche, I need this, and I need that, and I have this problem, and all the time, yes, and so kind, we always used to say, Rinpoche, in the West we have holiday, oh, what's that, yeah? He said, don't need a holiday, no, we're doing bodhisattva job, yeah, okay? So, I used to say to Rinpoche, how come you don't get tired, yeah? There's all that we around us, we who had the fortune to work for Rinpoche, at a certain point it'd be like, I can't take it anymore. I need to run away, I don't know, even to the coffee bar, I need to do something else, I need a break, yeah? Because this 24 hours a day, like all these people and the problems, never stopping, yeah? It never stopped. I saw Rinpoche 30 years like this. Never stop for everybody. And you say, how do you do it, Rinpoche? And he used to say, no problem, I have space inside, yeah. And he said, I have a huge space, And he said, if we have space, we have patience, we can accept many things, yeah. And he used to say, why we cannot tolerate things, why we're like, all the time, is because why we're full of ourself, no? It's like our I, it's filling up all the space on our mental computer, no? So it's like our computers, no? We keep stuffing it full of stuff till there's only a small space left, and then it starts misfunctioning, yeah? So our minds are like that, yeah? Full of me, myself, my thing, oh, I need this, I'm uncomfortable, I don't know. My teeth, my hair, my job, my partner, my dog, my cat, my parrot, me, yeah? And then everything is uncomfortable, yeah? Okay? Rinpoche was the opposite. He'd kind of like cleaned his I don't know, he'd done like a clean on his mental computer, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Had a huge space. So then, it was completely like for the other people, He really, really I think what we're lucky here is that, we have all these incredible stories of all the great holy beings and saints of the past, no? I don't know, like Buddha, Krishna, Jesus Christ, Sai Baba, Guru Nanak, full, no? There's millions of them. In the Catholic tradition, there's 1,500 saints, no? Full, yeah? But we didn't meet any of them, yeah? Okay? And the unique thing that we have here is that until very shortly ago, yeah? Here was really living enlightened master, living saint, yeah? Okay? Showing us it's completely possible, yeah? Not something of 5,000 years ago, like the birth of Krishna or something like that, yeah? Or whatever, yeah? So Rinpoche showed, even now in this difficult time, everything is possible, yeah? Okay? So, how to say, like for example, here in Italia, we have San Francisco and all these incredible holy beings, truly, no? So Rinpoche truly was like one of these people, yeah, okay? Okay, won't become a saint because he's from the Buddhist tradition, but we say great enlightened master Mahasiddha, yeah, okay? And Rinpoche said many, many times, he said, okay, one day I will pass away, even though we didn't really want to hear that, but in my notes I have this written down over 100 times, yeah? But he said, don't worry, I'm leaving everything for the future generations so that you can live a better quality of life. You can deal with your emotions, you can find healing and well-being, and find a way to deal with the ecological crisis that's coming. That was Rinpoche's mission, yeah, okay? And this is Rinpoche's legacy to all of us here in the NgalSo tradition in Albagnano, yeah? Yeah? And so we actually are what are called a Sangha, okay? A Sangha is a spiritual community, yeah, okay? So, okay, we have a lot of technical definitions about what is a Sangha. So there's a monk Sangha and a Bodhisattva Sangha and a Vajrayana Sangha of Dhaka and Dakini and all these kind of things, yeah? But basically, Sangha is a spiritual community, yeah? So all of us, when we first come to a meditation center, we come either because we're curious or because maybe we're not happy, no? Yeah? Maybe we feel stressed, maybe we'll feel anxious, and we heard that, mindfulness is good, maybe I can become more happy, maybe I can be less depressed. So anyway, by whatever method or way, we end up coming to a meditation center, yeah? Okay? So, first we come to this spiritual community, yeah? And actually it's a bit, how do you say? So first we come because actually we need the spiritual community, because by ourselves it's very difficult, no? In fact, almost impossible, yeah? So what we need is other people, like to practice together, meditate together, and have a new positive worldview together, yeah? Because we know very well, if we open our phone and we read the newspaper, it's negative, okay? Depressing, yeah? Okay? Okay, maybe there's a few journalists who want to say something nice, yeah? But generally, if you spend half hour reading the newspaper, you end up feeling depressed, no? Yeah? Yeah? So the ordinary, sorry to say, I didn't see any country in the world where if you read the paper for an hour, you feel happy, no? Yeah? You feel positive, yeah? Why? Because the ordinary worldview is, sorry to say, not really bringing happiness, no? Yeah? We're educated, okay, yes, you need to grow up and you need to study and you need to do this, that, and that, and yeah, you have this whole life progression, and if we're told if we follow that, then we'll be happy, yeah? But somehow the happiness is always receding, isn't it, yeah? And this was even before the pandemic, no? I think for many of us, the pandemic was a great, wake up, Because we start to see, collectively, that actually it's all just an illusion, all this. Also, everybody can't have a bigger and a bigger house and more money and, a beach house, a house, 3 cars, 10 parrots, whatever, yeah? Because it's just not even 100 bitcoins, because also that takes energy, It's like at a certain point we have to stop, all this idea that if I have more and more and more, I'll be happy, yeah? If I have, I don't know, more experiences, more partners, more this, more that, more paintings. Yeah, we're educated like this, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. But finally, it's not true, no? Yeah, yeah. So I think anyway, congratulations that you even got this far. That you even the fact that you walk into a meditation center means you understood the most very important thing that we need to look somewhere else. This is why we say Buddhism. We're called Nangpas. We need to look inside. Yeah. Because looking outside, we know, we try. We all have many things, many degrees, many experience, yeah? We've done everything, been everywhere, still not happy. Now we need to look, okay. Now we need to look inside, yeah? Okay? And we're not saying, of course, that you cannot have any more experiences. Please have as many as you like. Rinpoche, here in the notebooks, Rinpoche said, please enjoy as much as you can, yeah? Yeah? He said, what's the problem? You have many beautiful things, partners, whatever, money. Please enjoy. But he said, what you need to reject is negativity, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Embrace everything that's positive and use all your resources in a positive way, yeah? Okay? But we need to find the way to do that, yeah? Okay? So this is why we come here, yeah? So, okay. So, Okay, so far in my life, I've never actually been to Alcoholics Anonymous, but they have this thing, you know, like they have this like 12-step program, don't they? Yeah, okay. And like you go there and you say, yes, I'm an addict, you know. Yes, I'm an alcoholic addict, and you know, and they say, yes, me too, yes. So we're kind of like Samsara Anonymous, yeah, okay, yeah, because we're all addicted to suffering, yeah, okay. Because we say, yeah, I know, but we keep on doing it again and again. We have like this, it's true, sorry to say, we have this addiction with making ourselves miserable, yeah, okay. Because again and again, what do? I mean, I don't know, I mean, you can observe your own life, or you can observe your friends, or you can look on the internet, whatever, yeah. You see people again and again, they make the same emotional mistake, you know, like the second husband looks like the first one, or and the third one looks like the second one, you know. It goes like that, yeah? It's going again. Why? Because we haven't learned, yeah? We're addicted to certain negative patterns of behavior that that cause pain to ourselves and others. So the first thing is, yes, I'm a samsara addict, yeah? Okay, so welcome. So then, and also the, like in, I believe, I haven't actually been, by the way, just in case you were wondering, yeah? So the recovered addict is the best one to help the others, no? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's the same with meditation, yeah? The person who's actually been through it, you know, who's understood something about the mind, has got something to offer the others, yeah? Okay. So we're Samsara Anonymous, okay, yeah? Yeah, and okay, on a very simple level, we're a support group, an emotional, well, especially nowadays, actually, you know? I think like recently, I've been doing a lot of Zoom groups with our Sangha around the world, you know. And I've seen really how incredibly important is our Sangha groups around the world, you know. Because all our friends, many of our friends, we have our Lama Gangchen activities in so many different countries, no? Our friends were just stuck in the house by themselves, feeling depressed and anxious, no? And very afraid, you know. But we've had this incredible, actually, coming together, incredible, you know, like, so to support each other, not even just, I mean, here we always tried, no? And also in our, like, physical centers, like we have in Spain, in Brazil, many around the world, but now we're just doing it, like, virtually, okay? And it's so important, spiritual community, you know? So, of course, the pandemic's horrible, yeah, okay, no, but inside, yeah, we've managed to create this very warm space, no? Yeah? And where we're more friends than before, yeah? Where we're all meditating more than before, you know? Where like, for example, we're doing self-healing every day, yeah? And we're helping each other. So Sangha is this, that we stick together and we help each other, yeah? Okay? So spiritual community means this, yeah? So actually, personally, I think our Sangha is wonderful, you know, like, because at the difficult time, we've actually stuck together, yeah? Yeah? And we've put our Lama Gangchen's teachings into practice. At least we're trying, yeah? Okay? So that's wonderful, you know, really, 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 I think that's fantastic, yeah? So anyway, so Sangha is spiritual community, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So, okay, so basically, we need to just keep on doing this, like, you know, here's my brother. I mean, anyway, we're doing it, no? Here's my brother, here's my sister, I like you, let's meditate together, yeah? And it's like, honestly, once you join the Sangha, yeah, you'll never feel alone ever again, yeah? 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 No, this feeling of isolation's finished, yeah? Because, I mean, for example, now it's all, you know, we have, like, if you like, you can just open your phone and you have, like, 300 friends. I mean, real friends, yeah? Okay? Not Facebook friends, yeah? Not Instagram friends, but real friends, you know? Friends doing the same thing with the same values. So this is Sangha, yeah? So we're all working together to develop empathy, as Rinpoche says, to change our small selfish heart into the big open heart of compassion, you know? So we're thinking about we, not I, yeah? Then we're thinking, okay, how can we actualize that, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Okay, so we have, anyway, so we need to wake up our inner Buddha nature, yeah? All of us are good enough to get awakened, yeah? Yeah? All of us have this pure inner positivity, yeah? We need to apply the right method, and remember before at the beginning I was saying, okay, the bad news is there's suffering, and I don't know if I said, but we are responsible for our own experience. Yeah, nobody likes that, yeah, because we're always like, no, actually, it's the government, it's the president, it's the, I don't know, somebody else, yeah, my partner, yeah, the mayor, yeah, somebody else is responsible for my experience. But the second noble, what we call second noble truth is, okay, yes, a lot of casino is going on in the world out of ignorance, yeah, for sure, but my personal involvement, I'm responsible for how I choose to experience reality, yeah? So we have actually a lot of choice, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So that's actually incredible. It's not depressing, it's actually incredibly empowering, because if it is the president or the weather or I don't know who exactly, my partner or my boss or whoever, yeah? And then it means I'm a victim and I'm powerless and I cannot do anything to enact change. But the fact that we're all responsible means that we can change things, we can do things. So that's actually very positive, yeah? Because it means all we need to do is do the right thing, yeah? Everything's like cause and effect, yeah? I mean, it's like just like science. Whatever you do, yeah, it has everything has a reaction, yeah? We just need to know what do we need to do to produce positive things, to produce happiness and well-being, yeah? Okay? So then we come on to what's called the third and fourth noble truth, yeah? Okay, third noble truth is it's possible to achieve what we call nirvana, yeah? Okay, so there's many pop groups, bars, restaurants, perfumes called nirvana, yeah? Okay, what does nirvana mean, yeah? I mean, literally, in Sanskrit, it means like, yeah? Like suffering is blown out, you know, if you get like a candle, yeah? 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 It means the flame is blown out, yeah? Okay, literally, yeah? So it means pain and suffering is extinguished, yeah? However, it doesn't mean that we're extinguished, yeah? Okay? Actually, another thing in Buddhism that we believe is that mind has no beginning and no end, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So, in fact, what we can choose is how we want to live. But this idea, I mean, in the Western tradition, no? There's a very big, like, nihilistic worldview, isn't there? That when you die, that's it, right? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Now, according to the Asian wisdom traditions, like Buddhism, consciousness has no beginning and no end, yeah? Okay? And your mind will, again and again, reflect reality depending what's in your own mind, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So this is where we need to take care, what we put into our own mind, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Because then our mind produces an external reality that's reflecting, huh? Okay? So, anyway, it's possible to become completely mentally okay, yeah? So every day is a good day, yeah? Like we was talking about those arhats, yeah? Whether somebody says, you just won $25 million on Euro lottery, hooray, yeah? Or somebody says, tomorrow you're going to die of a horrible disease, the mind is okay, yeah? Nirvana is this, okay? Mind is completely peaceful, completely stable, yeah? Which, yeah? Imagine, yes, both things, you know, yeah. So it's possible. We know it's possible. But why? Because we've seen real examples, yeah. Okay, not just one Rinpoche. We've seen many great masters, yeah. Great, not only from Buddhism actually, but also of other traditions. It's possible, yeah. And the fourth noble truth is there's a way to achieve it, yeah. Okay. So for me, this is one of the most interesting things about Buddhism and why I chose to be a Buddhist, yeah. Okay. Because, for example, in the other wisdom traditions, there's many great, interesting people, saints, and very fascinating people, yeah, with great spiritual realizations, yeah? I don't know, like, for example, Hildegard de Bingen, Santa Teresa of Avila, all fascinating people, yeah, with real, incredible realizations. But it's like, how did they achieve it, you know? Even San Francisco, you know? I mean, okay, there's a picture, isn't there, like, he gets, like, the angel sends him, like, the blessing, no? But it's like, it's not really, maybe I need to investigate deeper, but it's not 100% clear how to reach that state, yeah? Of like saintliness, of like having a pure mind, a positive mind, yeah, okay? So one thing that personally always attracted me towards Buddhism is it's very clear from A to Z what to do, you know? Like we start with, okay, here I am. Rinpoche used to say, we were cuckoo number one, like I'm stupid, yeah, I'm ignorant, yeah? I'm full of desire, I'm jealous, I'm angry, I'm fearful, yeah, okay, this is me, yeah, okay. What am I going to do? Step 1, step 2, step 3, like I used to call it like a jeweled staircase. So from the first day up to, okay, the heights of enlightenment, it's all explained very well, okay? Yeah? Why? Because Buddhism is talking about the human experience, yeah, okay, yeah? About actualizing becoming the best person you can actually be, yeah, okay, yeah? So I think that's a very different worldview from a lot of other spiritual traditions, yeah, okay? So anyway, so there is suffering, yes, unfortunately, but it's true, even though we try to ignore all the time, but suffering exists, and yeah. Second is we are responsible for our own suffering due to our own actions, our karma, and our delusions. That means my own anger, my own pride, and jealousy, and my mental disturbance. By that, I end up creating suffering for myself and the people around me. But because I'm responsible, it's possible to follow the path, yeah, which means I can heal my mind, yeah, okay? And I can achieve this state of peace, which we call nirvana, okay, yeah? So this was, actually, that was the historical Buddha Shakyamuni's first official teaching, yeah, okay? In the deer park in Sarnath, and he did the... Okay, so the historical Buddha, now there's various discussions about when he lived, let's say 2,600 years ago. So he was a real, by the way, the Buddha was a real person. Maybe when we see like this, okay? Why we portray the Buddha like this, by the way, gold color. Okay, it was not gold color, literally, it was normal color, yeah? But he had like this kind of golden radiance, I don't know. Some people can see like auras and things, yeah? Okay, yeah? So he had like it's true, now they have like this Kirlian photography, yeah? Actually, that reminds me, one thing I have to do here in Albagnano, I have this very beautiful photo of Rinpoche. One time we went to a congress here in Italy of this like alternative technology, yeah? And they had one of those Kirlian cameras, yeah? We have these photos of Rinpoche with beautiful like gold aura inside this. I don't know, maybe some of you have these photos as well, yeah? So this is why the Buddha is portrayed in this way, because he had like this golden radiance, yeah? I mean, he wasn't literally like gold-colored, yeah? Okay. But anyway, so the historical Buddha, Siddhartha, yeah? Who, if you're interested, by the way, there's something called the Pali Canon, yeah? So if you want to know, like, how was the Buddha as a human being, it's all there, you know? If you want to know how was he and his cousins and his friend and his doctor and his mother, his son, his auntie, you know, all their stories. It's in something called the Pali Canon, yeah? Freely available, you can download it online, yeah? So if you want to, know about the human life of the Buddha, yeah? It's all very, very interesting and freely available, yeah? Okay? But we tend to, in the Mahayana, we're looking at, let's say, the more, I don't know, it's a different way of a different level of seeing people, you know, yeah? One thing of the Mahayana Sutras, they always say you only see what you want to see, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So everybody has one perception of reality depending on what's in your own mind, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So anyway, there's one sutra called the Gandhavyuha Sutra, yeah? Which is represented on one very famous Buddhist place called Borobudur in Indonesia that Lama Caroline liked very much, and we went there many times together. So there's anyway one beautiful sutra called the Gandhavyuha, which is a kind of pilgrim's progress, yeah? There's kind of an everyman who's called Sudana, and he's going around meeting many, many different gurus, yeah? So he's learning part of the path from monks, nuns, kings, bankers, housewives, children, it meets like 50, incredible, all different, yeah? Incredible. So part of the message of the Gandhavyuha is that we have to be open to other people, you know, yeah? If we have like a very closed mind, then nobody can help us, you know? But anyway, the first part of that sutra, it emphasizes we only see what we want to see, you know, yeah? So the Mahayana teachings, the Theravada teachings, the Pali Canon, it's like what everybody could see, you know. There was Siddhartha and his aunt and his uncle and his son Rahula and his ex-wife and his father, his mother, all his cousins, the Sangha, yeah? And they're all their story, you know, like here is, I don't know, Mary Christina, Matthias, you know, everybody's here, no? Yeah? Like normal things, yeah? Normal human interaction. But then there was a whole different level, let's say a more transcendent level. So the Mahayana Sutras, they tend to emphasize that, yeah? Okay? Like the multiverse, let's say, yeah? Yeah, so it becomes a much, much more bigger view of reality, the Mahayana Sutras, than the Theravada, yeah, okay? It's a bit like here, there's one central pillar, no, then, yeah, yeah. So anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah. Now I'm getting lost in the multiverse, yeah? Yeah? Fourth noble truth, yes, yeah. Okay, so anyway, so there's a path to awakening, okay. Very simple, yeah. Like today I'm just like talking, yeah, okay. Tomorrow, these days, I always prepare and, we do like, many, we bring the computer and all this. But today I've just wandered into the Gompa, yeah. And I'm just like talking, little, because there's some new people here about just talking freely about self-healing and Buddhism, okay? Tomorrow we'll start with the, Vajramastra empowerment, by the way, following the section of lectures that we've been doing on self-healing, yeah? Okay? Anyway, so, Mahayana Buddhism, yeah? Is the next, first, Theravada Buddhism, vehicle of individual liberation, there's Four Noble Truths, yeah? So basically, there's a path to overcome suffering, we can become peaceful and happy, yeah? But it's about me, yeah? My happiness. Mahayana Buddhism, there's 9 billion people on the planet, I'm just one. It doesn't matter about me, I need to do something for we, for the world. And not just me, and not just humanity, but also all the other forms of life, yeah? Okay, yeah? So Mahayana vision is this, yeah? So the two basic concepts of the Mahayana are we call method and wisdom, yeah? What's that, yeah? Method is opening your heart towards others, yeah? Okay? So everything you can do to bring love and kindness to any other being, yeah, is the method part, yeah? Okay? Yeah? And the wisdom part is to look inside and understand how things exist, how things function, yeah? So the Mahayana is we need both of those. One is we need to go in and meditate and understand how things function in this world, because unfortunately, one problem that we all have, most of us have, yeah, we ordinary ones, is that we're born with a broken mind, yeah, okay? So it's like, if you go in, I don't know, like Euronics, if you go in like a electronic shop and you buy a laptop, beautiful, yeah? But then you get it home and it doesn't work, there's something wrong with it, yeah? Yeah? So what we do is immediately we send back, no, we say this is not good enough, I want a new one, yeah? But unfortunately with our mind, yeah, by the time we realized it was broken, the guarantee had expired, yeah? So now, unfortunately, we have to fix it. It's like when you buy something and it's out of guarantee, yeah? Okay? So this we cannot throw because it's our own mind, yeah? Okay? Our own body and our own mind. But fortunately, we have something called the Dharma, thanks to Buddha Shakyamuni, which is the repair manual for our own mind, yeah? So we have to fix it ourselves. That's why it's called self-healing, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Yeah, here, all our teachings are called, everywhere, in all the languages, it says self-healing. It doesn't say, I will heal you. Somebody will heal you. It says self-healing, we have to heal ourselves, yeah, okay, yeah. Why? Because it's true, no? Yeah. I mean, Rinpoche, he always used to quote a lot this famous quotation from one of the Mahayana Sutras, which said, which actually Buddha Shakyamuni said, he said, if I could take away your pain like pulling a thorn out of your hand, I would do so. If I could wash away your pain like washing dirt off you, I would do so. But I can't, yeah? What I can do is show you the way for you to do it yourself, yeah? Okay? Yeah? And this is what Buddhism offers. It's empowering us to heal ourselves, yeah? And then, okay, yes, and then we have many incredible positive ideas to help our friends, our family, to live a better quality of life, and so on, yeah? So that's why everything here is called self-healing. And we have, I just asked Renata, our graphic lady, she says that we have like 340 of these booklets here in Albagnano, different sadhanas, and all of them say self-healing, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Self-healing, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So, Lama Ganchen, in the early 80s, he came to the West, yeah, okay? Before he had very beautiful history, actually, Kozila. I don't know if you all know who Kozi is. Hopefully, Kozila was Rinpoche's secretary, and she was the one, actually most lucky one of us. Actually, I always say she's like Ananda. Yeah, okay. You know, Ananda was the Buddha's, secretary. Yeah, spent the whole life together. Yeah. So Kozi, she was the one who spent most time together with Rinpoche, traveling all over the world. So now she's making a beautiful series of books, telling like all Rinpoche's history, actually, you know, from when he was young and all his travels around and all his incredible activities, yeah? Okay, of course, Rinpoche was a reincarnate Lama, incredible things. After the fall of Tibet, he went to India via Sikkim, yeah? He was, first he went to study, in Varanasi, in the Sanskrit University for 7 years, together with his guru, Song Rinpoche, very famous tantric master. Then after that, he went around as a healer in India, amongst the Tibetan community. He became very famous in the Himalayas for two things, actually, for healing eyes, yeah? For example, the Queen of Sikkim, she was blind, but Rinpoche cured her. She was able to see again. And also Rinpoche was super famous for something called powa, yeah, which is to help to people to die in a positive way. Yeah. At that time in the Himalayas, many of the Tibetan refugees were working as construction workers. I don't know. I mean, maybe you all saw on the TV. No, sure, you see some documentary. They have, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they were cutting these huge roads through the Himalayas, which we can now go on now with bus or truck or whatever, or jeep, yeah? So how they had to do it was blasting with dynamite, yeah? Okay, very difficult, yeah? So many of the road workers, it was very dangerous, yeah? Many of them got killed, yeah? Okay? So Rinpoche became very famous in the Tibetan community for giving this method called the powa, which is a very special practice we have in the Vajrayana Buddhism, where last moment you can choose where you want to go when you die, yeah? To die with consciousness, to die with freedom, yeah? Okay? It's kind of like, I don't know, let me say in a very simple way, like ejector seat, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Your body is gone, you can go, yeah? You can choose, yeah? Okay? Anyway, so Rinpoche La became very famous for these practices, yeah? Okay, and then many, many other things happened. Please refer to Cozy book when it comes out, yeah? Okay. In the early 80s, Rinpoche was invited to the West first. At first he went to Greece, actually, because he met one Greek businessman, yeah? Okay. Yeah, in Kathmandu, yeah? And one guy called Yurgo, what's he called, Cassipitis or something? Yurgo? It's called Yurgo, anyway, Yurgo, Mr. Yurgo, yeah? Anyway, Mr. Yurgo, Rinpoche by his first Ganshan Labrang, his first house in Kathmandu of Mr. Yurgo, his businessman. And then Mr. Yurgo, he made a meditation center in Lesbos, in the Greek island, yeah? And then, so Rinpoche went there, then he started the Karuna Buddha Garden, yeah, okay? Actually, then, from there, actually, he met his first Italian disciples, yeah, okay? And then all the incredible stories start, yeah, okay? Which now, today I don't want to say all the story, but anyway. First 10 years, Rinpoche was going around as a healer, yeah? Incredible things. Maybe sometimes we share more of what Rinpoche did. Incredible. Like, honestly, if Rinpoche was a Christian, he'd already be a saint 10 times over, yeah? Okay? Because he has all the, qualifications of saintliness, which is healing people, yeah? In the life and after death, yeah? Okay? But anyway. In the beginning of the 90s, Rinpoche started to say, but by that time, I know because I was there in the company, yeah? I just turned up, yeah? So Rinpoche started to say, I'm just one person, yeah? Okay? What I'd like to do is empower my friends, so each one can bring healing to the world, yeah? Okay? So therefore, I'm going to share the essence of my spiritual tradition with everybody who's interested, yeah? So for that reason, at the beginning of the 90s, Rinpoche start with what we now call self-healing, okay, the retreat we're doing, and it's the basis of our, what we now call the NgalSo tradition, Lama Ganshan's practices, okay? This particular, let's say, vision and take on the Tibetan Buddhism Vajrayana, which actually we can say comes from the Lama Tsongkhapa, Gelugpa tradition over there. That's Lama Tsongkhapa, famous great master of Tibet, yeah? In Tibetan Buddhism, they have four main groups. Nyingmapa, the old tradition. Sakya, yeah, the White Earth School, yeah. Kagyupa, the ones following the lineage of the Buddhist teachings. And the Gelugpas, yeah, the virtuous ones, or sometimes the very happy ones, yeah. There's different interpretations of the name, yeah. Okay. So Rinpoche was brought up in that tradition. This is image of Rinpoche's root guru, Kyabje Trijang Rinpoche, yeah. So Rinpoche was like the inheritor of this vast corpus of practice and experience of Tibet, yeah, okay? Not Alexander David Neal, not, what's he called, Lobsang Rampa, he was the real thing, yeah, okay? Real, 100%, 1000% real, yeah, okay, in every sense, yeah, and we, you know? And so what he decided to do is show us a way how we could access that, you know, yeah? Because I don't know, maybe some of you, I don't know, probably you've seen many films and documentaries, or maybe you've even traveled in Nepal and Tibet or wherever. So beautiful, no? But how do you access, yeah? And then they say, actually, you know what, you've got to stay here for like 25 years, and you've got to memorize it all, and no, really, you know? And then Rinpoche's like, no, I don't think so, yeah? Yeah? So what Rinpoche did is he said, okay, I'm going to teach the essence of how to heal the mind and how to heal the planet to everybody, regardless of their nationality, their age, their sex, their whatever, any characteristic, yeah? Yeah? Don't have to be a Buddhist, but anyway, I'm going to show you what to do, and then of course it's up to you whether you want to do it or not, yeah? So that's what he did, yeah? 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 So this is how self-healing started, yeah? And what Rinpoche said is, Buddha Shakyamuni, the whole point of why Buddhism started, the Dharma, is that Siddhartha, he wanted to find a solution to suffering, yeah, okay? When he realized he was going to die, that he was going to get sick, or he was going to lose all his loved ones, yeah? He thought, there must be more to life than this, I need to find a solution, yeah? Therefore he went into the forest, he studied with different gurus, yeah? And finally he conquered his own mind, yeah? You know, the famous scene of the Buddha under the Bodhi tree. He conquered his own mind, and he understood how things work, he understood cause and effect, yeah, interdependence, yeah, and his mind became, in Tibetan we say sangye, sang, that's the Tibetan word for Buddha, yeah, sang means completely open, yeah, like no limit. Yeah, sorry, sang means completely pure, mind's completely pure, purified by the understanding of reality. Gye means completely open, completely extended, yeah. So this is how they translate the word Buddha, awakened one, in Tibetan, yeah? So his mind became like that, yeah? Okay? So he then spent the rest of his life, 45 years, trying to find solution to human suffering, human problems, yeah? How to take care of the environment. I mean, if you read the Pali Sutras, it's really incredible, you know? Like people say, oh, you know, everything, you know, oh, Buddha, I can't stand my wife, or I'm a soldier, I've run away from the army, what can I do? My crops are not growing, you know, I wish to find inner peace, all kinds of situations, you know, and the Buddha would just reply, you know, and give some solution to each one, yeah. So Lama Ganchen said, Buddha Shakyamuni did like this, me too, I'm going to do the same, you know. I want to, in Buddha's day, it was not like, oh, you can't do this, yeah, you can't do that. So he said, I would like to let everybody who likes have a chance to practice, to grow through the Buddhist tradition, no? So this is like Rinpoche's, let's say, genius that he did that, okay? And here we are, you know, yeah? Okay? But Rinpoche said, I'm not just leaving you like book or DVD. He said, all this is with blessing. Blessing, Jinlab, it means with energy, yeah? With a particular kind of power, yeah? Okay? Which we need to understand by actually meditating, yeah, okay, yeah. But one thing, I mean, Rinpoche said all kinds of incredible things. Like I say, I intend shortly to, his famous last words, I want to publish what Rinpoche said, yeah. First 10 years, I mean, okay, a little bit editing, but anyway, you know. Rinpoche said incredible, like for example, he said, for example, even these things, you should just, it's not just a book, you should feel something different. Why? Because it's like, a key to transform the consciousness, okay? Yeah? Yeah? So, anyway, so Rinpoche, for this reason, he starts self-healing. And so from 1992 onwards, He spent the next 30 years of his life sharing self-healing with everybody who was interested, and even many people who weren't actually. Like he would just go anywhere and do it anywhere. Like I remember one time, Danielle, maybe you were there, no? We were in the, what was it, Moranbee shopping centre. Yeah. So, for example, this is one like this. We have a lot of example. One time we were in Brazil. Okay, there's quite a fancy shopping. In fact, Danielle, please, would you like to tell us about it? Come here, yeah. Because maybe you think I'm just making all this stuff up. I'm just so Monji Danielle was going to tell us about when we did self-healing in the Moranbee shopping centre.
Yeah. You were there, Franco. See? Yeah. So actually, there are so many shopping centers in São Paulo, and there was this new shopping center and a huge. Entrance, open, completely open, like, of course, with a ceiling, but very, very big. They call
expensive shopping center.
Yeah, expensive shopping center, not a regular. No, there are more expensive ones even. São Paulo, you have everything. So now these days, they build inside, and so this atrium, what they call it, is not there anymore. But that time, so Rinpoche, we had a self-healing meeting in that huge space, much big. I think, Kozi, you were there. Yeah, I think bigger than this, And we did one circle, 600 people, about 600 people doing this circle. Bebel, I don't know if she was there also. And we did the self-healing practice with whoever was in the shopping center, Whoever liked to join. It was not 600 Sangha people. We were like, I don't know, 20 people of our group, something like that, and everybody gathered, so we were 600 people all together doing this, the self-healing practice. That was quite something. I think Rinpoche had this, when you said Rinpoche had this aura, right? This golden aura, and it's not only that he was emanating light, this is just a consequence of his huge, power of love and everything he was doing, So all the time it was like that. So just to, we were one time on a trip to, Burma, Myanmar. And this was 89, I think, 88, 89. And suddenly we end up at the Ministry of Religion, and the Ministry of Religion invited us for lunch. I mean, that only couldn't happen with Rinpoche. There we were, we were like 15 people. So Rinpoche was always opening so much. His energy was getting everywhere. So people would just come from everywhere also. And follow and invite him, and it was endless. It was really endless. Yeah,
but like this, for example. Now, sorry, don't go away. No, don't go away. Now I spend every Saturday. I go to Brazil every Saturday, and spend time with our Brazil Sangha, which is very nice. So actually, several of our Sangha members, they pop up in that time when we were doing in the shopping centre in Moranbee. Yeah? So anyway, so Rinpoche, so Rinpoche was, I don't know, he was like a farmer, throwing the seeds, we'd just throw everywhere and then see who'd pick up, And not only in Moranbee shopping centre, we did in Aldeia in the Amazon, we did, basically like everywhere, everywhere you can imagine and everywhere you can't imagine, Incredible, no?
As we did also. In the beginning of the 90s, I think you already told also this story, I don't know, in Sera Monastery, beginning of the 90s, that was, I don't know which year, 94 or even before, and so Rinpoche made us show, in front of all the monks, the big assembly, I think. I don't know, it was only...
I remember that one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the monks just staring at us and said, "Oh, what's that?"
Also, we were all quite a lot younger at that time.
Meno male. But yeah, 30 years ago, something like that. So yeah, and we did self-healing practice. Rinpoche wanted, absolutely. We had to show self-healing practice to all the monks, and monks are quite, traditional in their behavior and their way of doing their practices and so on. And there we are doing this, Ama Guru Buddha Se. Monks were just, what's that, But this was also something Rinpoche wanted to give them this imprint, to see what he was doing, yeah.
Well, Rinpoche was really a yogi, okay, a true yogi, yeah. So, for example, if you go like other centers, mostly people just sitting, no? Or maybe sometimes like walking meditation. When you come in our centers, the first, let's say, thing that people notice is we're doing all this kind of stuff, no, yeah? Like moving, yeah? But what Rinpoche did is he really, truly took out he said, I like to share everything with my friends, yeah? And he took out the essence of the true yogic tradition of Tibet, yeah? So a lot of things that actually they were doing like kind of in the cave or something, like in private, he just brought out, So at first we're like, all these monks are looking at, but then actually, later on I realized, hang on, yeah? This is what yogis are doing, yeah? Yeah, so, but Rinpoche was like, okay. But he said, he said the world needs this, or these profound healing methods, so kind, yeah? And that's another thing, Rinpoche, yeah? Like, for example, I do intend to, I've brought my notebooks, yeah? Like he says right at the beginning of self-healing, yeah? He said, now we're not going to talk about enlightenment. Now we're going to talk about healing, yeah? Yeah? What we're going to do is first we're going to get better. We're going to become healthy, balanced people. And then after is coming awakening enlightenment, yeah? Okay? So this is also something very special from our NgalSo centers, yeah? I mean, because, all these things, it's not that they're not there in the other Tibetan Buddhist centers, but Rinpoche, he emphasized very much that side of the practice. Why? Because we need, yeah? Yeah? Because we're too uncomfortable. And anyway, we know now. Even within our lifetimes, there's been so many weird sickness and difficulty, and now it looks, even no need to say, getting worse and worse and worse. So we need many new solutions, yeah? And Rinpoche said from the wisdom traditions, like for example from his, okay, he never said his was the only one, but he said there's many ancient solutions, yeah? There we need to look to find some solution to this modern times, this difficult time, yeah, okay? So also Rinpoche was very much like he wanted to do like this thing called New Wisdom Vehicle, which is like, nowadays we call it integrative, yeah? Integrative. Everything, yeah? Everything, integrative, everything, no? Yeah? And so, yes, when we were in Sarah, the first, we didn't understand, I mean, like, yes, me, like, for example, the biggest fortune I had in my life was that I met an incredible holy being, and I got a pen and a piece of paper, and I followed him around and wrote down what he said. That was my big fortune, yeah? So now, but I didn't understand what he was saying. No? Now when I look back, I think, it's all so clear, wow, But at the time, I didn't understand. It's just, yes, But it takes time, no? Yeah.
It's like opening.
Yeah.
Self-healing. Yeah, it's something like opening Self-Healing 3 or Self-Healing 2 book, and you read it once, you understand something. You read it again, you don't remember even that you read it before, and it looks something completely different. And if you do that 100 times, it will be, you will have different understandings. So yeah.
So what Rinpoche said is, please, anybody in the world can come in our centers if you're curious, welcome, whatever. He said, if you'd like to use this is what is a little bit like, say, radical, but very necessary. He said, anybody in the world can do our practice, yeah? He said, no need any commitments, yeah, okay? Why? Because he said, this is a method of healing, yeah? Please use, you can be whatever you call yourself, it doesn't matter, please use, you're welcome, yeah, okay? But then he said, also on top, if you like to do the most traditional way, like all this, And if you want to join us and spend 4 hours repeating all these rituals in Tibetan, please, welcome, yeah. And if you want to take refuge in bodhicitta and tantric vows, also, please, welcome, as a way of enlightenment. So it's like there's ways for everybody, yeah? But what Rinpoche gave it, I mean, okay, we already had that one before, yeah? Okay, the traditional way. But Rinpoche said, please, everybody, come in, yeah? Yeah? And if you want to use this because actually, you know, you feel miserable, and after this you feel happy, wonderful, yeah? Yeah? You know? And just do it, you know? So that was one of the very, like, special, radical, amazing things that Rinpoche did, I think, you know? Yeah? And so it's like, I don't know, we have like a kind of NgalSo multiverse, you know? You know, it's like, if you want to do like that, fine. If you want to do it the traditional way, fine. You know, there's many ways to do this, all of which are beautiful and all of which are correct, yeah? Because I think Rinpoche really understood that what was necessary for now, you know? Yeah?
Nothing to say.
Yeah. Anyway, so Rinpoche, we're incredibly lucky. So Rinpoche made this beautiful practice called self-healing, yeah? Which is based on, Rinpoche said, from one Buddha, yeah, come 5 Buddhas. From 5 Buddhas come 20 Buddhas, come all this, 100 Buddhas and all this, yeah, okay? So, let me try and explain very briefly what is this, okay? Yeah? Okay? Yeah? Okay, but before that, I just need to say one other point, yeah? Okay, this is Vajrayana Buddhism, yeah? Okay, so one thing that many Western people, or modern people, not even Western people, modern people these days find very difficult is this concept of what we call a guru, you know, yeah? Actually, guru means the one who is actually, Rinpoche used to make a lot of jokes about this. The word guru means heavy, yeah? Heavy, but not heavy like heavy physically, heavy in qualities, yeah? So it means they're full of kindness, full of wisdom, yeah? So guru means like this, full of experience, yeah? Full of healing qualities, yeah? But because for us, like Buddhism and all that, Hinduism's new in the West, Sikhism, it's difficult for Western people, yeah? Okay, this concept, yeah? So, Rinpoche also used to say, no problem, yeah? Yeah? Just see me as your friend, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So it's like, so everybody please, you know, like when you come to our centres, you know? Just need to feel comfortable and do the practice, yeah? Okay. And okay, we have many, many different ways of practicing, yeah? Yeah? So you just need to do according to what's comfortable for you, you know? Yeah? Not according to other countries' customs, okay? Yeah? Yeah? Rinpoche always said, oh, Italian people are beautiful, Brazilian people, actually he said in every country, oh, so beautiful. He used to go around, oh, Dutch people, such a beautiful voice, so nice, Brazilian people, so beautiful, yeah, Italian people, so beautiful, and so on, yeah, yeah. So he used to say, we are beautiful, our culture is beautiful, but we just need to make a few changes, yeah, little changes, like we need to be more peaceful, yeah. We need to have slightly different values, and then he said our modern world will be like Shambhala, more than Shambhala, number 1, yeah? Okay? It's true, no? Andrea, you always used to say that, no? Brazilian people, so beautiful, Portuguese, such a nice sound, you know, you say all those things, didn't you? Yeah? I'm saying because here's many of Rinpoche's senior disciples. I'm going to stop saying old because a few people already complained at me. Senior disciple, elder disciples. Elder means people with something to share, actually, is what it means. In spiritual tradition, those who have something to give. Yeah. So if you see any elder disciples, please invite them for lunch. Yeah, and they will tell you incredible things. Yeah, no, really. Yeah, and you will be so amazed with all the incredible stories, and you'll think, "Wow, you're such an interesting person." Yeah, please come back and have lunch with me again, and also you'll feel better. Yeah. Because each one of these people, actually, Babel, no? Babel's there, no? Hi, Babel, yeah? One thing, I mean, all our friends say beautiful things. Babel, one beautiful thing that she said after Rinpoche led us into parinirvana, she said, you know, or maybe you should come and tell yourself what you said, you know, about everybody being Dak and Dakini, yeah? Do you remember? Or do you want to come and say? Otherwise I'll say for you. Do you come and say, yeah? Babel said something really beautiful, so please come and tell everybody else. Yeah, I really took on board what you said, actually. Yeah, Yeah? So anyway, the elder disciples. Okay, wonderful that we have loads of new people coming here. Fantastic. How wonderful. Brilliant, yeah? We have, what is it, 100, almost 100,000 people following on our YouTube channel, yeah? Fantastic. Great, yeah? But please, you new people, so the elder ones, senior ones, please, first you need to identify who they are, of course, but then ask them things, you know? These people these are real Sangha jewels, treasures of 30 years of incredible experience. You cannot believe what incredible, beautiful things they will tell you if you ask them, so please do, yeah?
I think Lama Caroline is referring something, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember the feeling that when, Rinpoche entered in Paranirvana, we are in lockdown, and then slowly people are coming, and I was like rejoicing and happy of see people, because each person I saw, I would see inside this person, Rinpoche was inside each of us. So seeing one person was like, remind me Rinpoche, seeing Rinpoche inside this person. I think this is what you're referring, right?
Yeah,
so this is that's what I remember as a feeling.
So I really took on board what Abel said. I must admit I was very impressed by what you said. It's like each one of us, we have one part of Rinpoche light, yeah? 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 And when we put together, we're like a battery of positivity, Yeah? Yeah? Also, another very beautiful thing that Rinpoche, I don't know, before, Rinpoche said here in our temple, he'd like to make a wisdom planetarium, yeah? And for several years it was like, I'm going to make a wisdom planetarium. Then we were getting, do we need a telescope? What do we need, Rinpoche, How's it going to be, this wisdom planetarium, yeah? And finally, after Rinpoche passed away, I understood like this, that all of us are the stars of the wisdom planetarium, yeah? Okay, yeah? Yeah, each one of us have part of that light, Yeah? Yeah? So, it's not a physical thing. It's like, it's the Sangha is the wisdom planetarium, Yeah? And so each one of us actually, we have also like one, let's say, responsibility to shed that light of truth, of compassion to other people, yeah? Okay? It's not like, somebody else should do it, like that person, that lamb. No, each one of us should do it, yeah? Yeah? Why? Because we receive that into our hearts, yeah? So each one according to what's possible. Who knows, yeah? Sometimes you hear incredible stories, like some people, I don't know, they have like 10 million followers on Instagram or something, Whatever way you can do, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Or maybe you just know like 10 people in your little village, yeah? Whatever way you can do, you should share that light, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Yeah? And that's what Rinpoche wished for us, okay? Yeah? This is like I was saying, yeah, okay, so like that, yeah? Okay? So, anyway, so anybody who's new, this thing about gurus, anyway, no need to worry, yeah? Anyway, they say, gurus, you just don't, Rinpoche used to say you shouldn't get a guru like, I don't know, like, just like, he used to say we just pick up a guru like in the spiritual supermarket, then we get bored with them and want to get rid of them, yeah, okay? He said it's not like that, it's not that kind of relationship. So if you're interested in the Vajrayana Buddhism, this is something, first you need to look at the people, the quality, the tradition, yeah? Also look around at other traditions, and then see if it's really suitable for you, not just like everybody who takes initiation, my guru, my guru, my guru, Yeah, I need to do like little more. It's like any relationship, Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Rinpoche said, please just see us like friend, yeah, okay? So Rinpoche himself used to say like that, just see me as your spiritual friend, so, so also obviously much more like ourselves, yeah? Just feel completely comfortable, yeah, okay? Yeah, we're just coming here to practice this amazing method, yeah, okay? Okay? So, Rinpoche, yeah, okay? How to say? From Buddha Shakyamuni taught the path to freedom, yeah? What's the path to freedom? Is to overcome our mental defilements, our emotional unhappiness, yeah? So, we have okay, now I'm going to touch. We locate emotions physically in our body. We have like unknowing, ignorance. We have unlimited desire. We have anger and frustration. We have materialism and pride. We have fear and jealousy. Yeah, we have a complex of disturbing emotions. I mean, we have more than that, but these are the main ones. Yeah, okay. And of those main ones, there's 3 main ones. Yeah, okay. And of the 3 main ones, there's 1 main one. So the main, let's say, the main problem, let's say, in our mental computer, why our mind is broken, is because we have ignorance, unknowing, yeah? That means we don't know, even though we can see things, yeah? We don't understand how the world exists, how the world functions, and it's like, nobody knows why this is, by the way, yeah? Even Lord Buddha didn't give an answer, but it's like, every time that we see things, we're not denying that the world exists, that people, things exist, but we see the thing as it is, but then on top our mind, because it's broken, superimposes like a double image, yeah? So we see the thing that's actually there, no? That's interdependent, that's changing, but like science, no? We know that everything's decaying, changing, but we don't see anything like that, no? We see everything as like, everything around us, we hallucinate that it's permanent, independent, and doesn't depend on anything else, yeah? So we see completely wrong, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Anyway, so because we see reality in this way, we're just setting ourselves up for a lot of pain and suffering. Like I say, no, but it's like if you buy a computer and one part's broken, yeah? Okay? So nobody knows why we see reality in that way, like reality as it is and then on top something wrong, but that's how we see things, yeah? So when we talk about finding wisdom in Buddhism, what we're trying to do is just see things clearly, yeah? Okay? We're not trying to, I don't know what, go out of this world or have a mystic experience. We're trying to just see things as they actually are, directly, yeah? Okay? Yeah? Yeah? Clearly, yeah? Okay? Because we're unable to see anything clearly, yeah? Then anything whatsoever that gives me a pleasant sensation, mental, physical, emotion, yeah? So I think, oh, I want it, yeah? If only I had that, I'd be happy, yeah? Or maybe not that, yeah, but do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Like, oh, how beautiful. If only I had this, you know, it's so beautiful, no? If only I had that, I would be happy, yeah? And everything that gives us a pleasant experience, we have this kind of grasping mind towards it, yeah? And this is like when we go shopping now, isn't it, yeah? Yeah, yeah. We see a thing and it's so beautiful, and if only I had that, I'd be happy. And then we buy it, and we have a kind of like endorphin rush, you know. Oh, I've got it, yeah. And then like 1 week later or 1 day later, it's like, no, it's not that nice after all, yeah. Yeah. Why? Because it wasn't a true source of pleasure and happiness, yeah. But our mind is like that, yeah. In the Buddhist psychology, they say we see an attractive object, yeah, which is like actually, yeah, which from our side we project wrongly. We over-exaggerate its good qualities, yeah? Yeah? And then we become obsessed with it, yeah? Yeah? And this is unfortunately the sad story of our life. All the time we see beautiful things, we over-exaggerate how nice they are, or that people, yeah? That person, yeah? And then we get up. It's a bit like what we call falling in love, isn't it, yeah? You meet somebody, yeah? And you think all of a sudden that person that you never heard of before, they're the most interesting person on the whole planet, and the way they look at you and the way they talk and even what they eat, and everything's fascinating, no? Yeah? Because it's actually like a mental obsession, yeah? I mean, in Buddhism, by the way, we're not against like love, yeah, and relationships, of course not, please, you know? But this mental obsession, it causes unhappiness, yeah? So we're trying to have healthy relationships, that's the point, yeah? Not obsessed relationships, you know, like all the people, I haven't got my phone now, we're on retreat, right, yeah? Okay, my phone, like, staying there, like, all the time, oh, when are they going to call me, you know, like, you know, oh, no message, you know, 5-10 minutes, no, what's up, yeah? Yeah, it's obsession, isn't it, yeah? It's causing unhappiness, yeah, okay? So this is not good, yeah? The opposite is aversion, yeah? So anything that gives me an unpleasant feeling, and I don't have anything in here that makes me feel unpleasant, but I don't know, somebody or something gives me an unpleasant feeling, yeah? Then what do? I over-exaggerate their horribleness, yeah? Yeah? And then I call all my friends and talk about them, yeah? And try and convince all my friends that person is really horrible, yeah? Yeah? And I get obsessed, yeah? That person is the worst one, they're terrible, yeah? So can you see what's wrong? Okay, the mind is obsessed, yeah? It's like a seesaw, yeah? Obsessed with, this is so fantastic, I want it, and obsessed with, I hate it, yeah? And our mind just spends the whole time doing this, love, hate, love, hate, love, hate, yeah? Why? Because it's broken, yeah? Yeah? So like I say, if we could send our mind back, we would do so, but we can't. We have to fix it ourselves. That's why it's called self-healing, yeah? Okay? Buddha gave us the instruction manual to our own mind, and also, more recently, Lama Caroline kindly gave us the modern update, yeah? Okay? Yeah? On how to fix the mind, like manuals, they have like first version, version 2, version 3, and so on. So Rinpoche gave us the 2020 version of how to fix the mind, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So, through unknowing, the mind is shaking, desire and hatred, desire and hatred. And sorry, we know this. If we're honest about ourselves, we know it's true now, isn't it? Oh, I don't like this, I want that, Well, the mind's always like this all the time, yeah? Okay? Yeah? And then there's another axis. Actually, the mind has another axis, which is related to the material world, yeah? Okay? So what's that, yeah? So, the other axis is materialism and fear, yeah? Okay, yeah? So this is how we relate to the world, yeah? So, some people, through whatever, whatever reason, they actually have good, we would say good karma or whatever, but anyway, they have a lot of things, yeah, okay? But then the tendency is, they're becoming like very proud, isn't it, yeah, okay? Like I have tons of stuff, I'm very proud, I need a statue of myself in the piazza, yeah? I need a street named after me or something, yeah, yeah? And the other people who have like very little, it's coming like this fearful mind, oh, I'm going to starve to death, yeah? Yeah, well, what will happen to me when I get old, yeah? There's like two sides, no? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, so that, maybe this is not, maybe people are on one side or the other, but this is the other big oscillation of the mind. And the fulcrum of this is ignorance, yeah, okay? So many people is, I'm very afraid what will happen, yeah, maybe, I'm going to lose my job, maybe I can't pay my taxes. When I get old, maybe I don't have any kids, yeah? And the other one is like, I need to get more things, yeah, then I'll be secure, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. So this is also like something wrong in the mind, so it's not a healthy way to deal with things, yeah, okay. So Lord Buddha and also Ganshin Rinpoche said, no problem, yeah, please have as many things as you want, this is not the problem, but it's how we relate to them. We need to have a healthy relationship, yeah. So whatever we do, like, we need to have healthy relationships, like sane and healthy way to deal with life, yeah, okay, yeah. So, from these, like, 5 psychological complex actually comes out what we call the mandala of the Dhyani Buddhas, yeah, which is on this book. Now, I hope you all have this book, by the way. If not, you can download it for free off the NgalSo website, yeah. And please do, because when we do the prayers together, it'll be better, no? Yeah. So please, afterwards, you look and you download this. This is called NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, yeah. This one with this mandala, like here in Albagnano, and not just here, also in all our NgalSo temples, in the Kumpan in Milano, in Almeria in Spain. This we've got also in Brazil, in Campos, we're going to do this, in the Sangye Menkang Center in Chile, anyway, we have many of these, yeah, okay? Why? Because it's a visual representation of how to heal the mind, yeah, okay? So, all this, okay? What on earth is this, yeah? This is a kind of mind map, yeah, okay, yeah? We say it's called a mandala, yeah? Tibetan kilko. What does that mean? It means it's a sacred space, and from the center, like we have a very nice center with 200,000 crystals, no? Life crystals, out to the edge, everything is pure and positive, yeah? So what we see in this mandala of self-healing is the map of a healthy mind, yeah? Okay? We've been doing this in our online retreat, yeah? Okay? So this is Lord Buddha's version. Then you have to draw, maybe we'll do this in the retreat actually. Then we draw our own mandala, yeah? Okay? And then we can see what's actually in our mandala, yeah? Rinpoche, Lama Caroline, he always used to say, well not always, he used to say sometimes, yeah? What is in the center of your personal mandala, yeah? Okay? He said, what we actually need is peace, yeah? Okay? Okay, you can see here, white color, yeah? White color is Buddha Vairocana, it means we need to develop inner peace, yeah? And we need to inner peace and world peace. This is what should be in the center of our personal mandala, yeah? Okay? But maybe we have other things, yeah? So, anyway, the mandala is a map of a healthy mind, yeah? Okay? We have what we call external mandalas, which are like visual representations of what a healthy and balanced mind should look like, yeah? Like these kind of visual things, yeah? But Rinpoche, he said when he started to give teachings, actually in Italy in the 1990s, he said, I like to teach according to the body mandala. That means one thing is to create a sacred space outside as like a 3D model or a painting or something, but he said, what we need to do is create a sacred space within our own body and mind, yeah, okay? This is what we mean by a body mandala, yeah? So all of this is inside of us, yeah? So one of the incredible things of self-healing is it's very much this integrating the highest concepts and integrating with ourselves, you know, okay? It's not externalized, yeah, okay? Yeah? There was one famous Indian Mahasiddha called Saraha. Now, Mahasiddha is great, great, great yogi of India, yeah? Maha, great, Siddha, realized one, okay? On the back of our temple here, I don't know if you see many, many pictures, no? The first window to the right, there's two pictures, yeah? Okay, and then on that, by the door, the other window, there's two pictures. These are what we call the images of the 84 Mahasiddhas, who are the most famous tantric saints of the Indian Buddhist tradition, yeah, okay? So all of them incredible, you know, like showing how to integrate the Dharma into everyday life. Incredible stories. Here in Albagnano, we spent, I think, 12 years receiving these initiations from Rinpoche, yeah? So one of the Indian Mahasiddhas, Saraha, yeah, not Sahara Desert, Saraha, yeah, he said, I've wandered around all the holy places of India, which there's so many, yeah, from the Himalayas to Sri Lanka. I've been everywhere, seen everything, done everything. Been to all the temples, been to all the rivers, been everywhere, done everything. He said, I never went to a holy place as holy as my own body, yeah, okay? So self-healing, Rinpoche was truly, truly, truly a yogi, yeah, but one who lived in our times, yeah, okay? So he showed us, yeah, how to wake up the energies of our body and mind, and first to heal ourselves, and then to grow, yeah, to become people. He used to say we have to become like Shambhala people who have the capacity to guide and heal others, yeah, okay? And so, okay, I know I keep on waving this around because this is the first ever transcript of Rinpoche's teachings, yeah, of self-healing, yeah? So Rinpoche said when he first started to teach self-healing in 1993 in Italia, yeah, he said, I'm going to teach you a method to wake up your inner chakras, yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, like, let me have a look what he actually said, yeah. He said incredible, beautiful things, yeah. He said we need a method to wake up our inner chakras, channels, okay, all this stuff, yeah, by the way, chakras, channels, winds and drops, it's what's inside our subtle body, yeah, it's like, yeah. And he said, one second, what did he say, yeah? Anyway, from tomorrow, we'll start to go through together all the incredible, incredible, beautiful things that Rinpoche said, yeah? So, for example, okay, this page here, yeah? In Buddhism, we talk about the 6 realms of existence, yeah, okay? We talk about heaven, we talk about hell, animals, ghosts, humans, demigods, yeah? Other worlds of existence, yeah? Rinpoche said, it's all inside of us, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah? Heaven and hell, yeah? Animal and ghost, human and all these kind of, all of it's not somewhere else, you know? So Rinpoche's practice, it was all to transform our own experience, yeah? Okay, yeah? 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 So anyway, and oh, by the way, that's another thing. Many people recently have asked me about this, yeah? So, as far as I ever understood, Rinpoche always said, sorry to say this, but he always said, I don't believe in hell, you know, yeah? Okay? He was not into all this idea of, if you do this, you will go to hell, yeah? He said, okay, if there's a hell, it's inside your own mind, yeah? He said, sure, there's some people in this world who are having a terrible experience. They're experiencing war. They're in a horrible experience. Maybe they're having a very painful sickness. This is like hell, no? Yeah? But he said, this thing of you do this and go to hell, yeah? He said, he always said, I don't agree with this kind of stuff, yeah? Yeah? He said, if you want to find heaven, it's inside of you. Saraha, he said, heaven is inside of you, right, yeah? And Rinpoche said, if you want to find hell, it can be inside of you, not outside. If you want to find animal kingdom, it's inside of you, If you want to be a ghost, you don't need to go to a haunted house. It's all inside of us, yeah? Okay? So what we need to do is heal what's inside our own mind, okay? And then to become healthy individuals and help the others, yeah? Okay? So this was Rinpoche's big method, yeah? Actually, now it's 7 and I've run out of time. But now I just looked over there and I saw Jacopo was there, yeah? Okay? So please, Jacopo, please, another time, maybe tomorrow you come back and you tell us something about your paintings, please, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, because, okay, I'm saying, we elder one. But also, Jacopo was with Rinpoche since he was a little boy, yeah? So it would be very nice if Jacopo comes and shares something about his art and how we develop it, yeah? Because Rinpoche wanted these positive messages going everywhere, So please, tomorrow, can you come back, yeah? And share something. Jacopo, anyway, he'll tell you tomorrow. On the side of the center, we have beautiful, what do you call it, like a mural, yeah? Jacopo did that, anyway. So please, Jacopo, please tell us tomorrow about your peace art, yeah, okay? 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 Anyway, so today I'm just talking, like I say, I'm just talking off the top of my head, yeah? Tomorrow we will start, okay, yes, we'll follow like kind of a program of teachings, yeah? But also these days I'd like to, because this is about we, okay? And there's many, many people here with incredible experience. So tomorrow I'd like to ask Jacopo to say something. And also there's many people here with incredible story, incredible, beautiful thing to share and to say. So I'd also like to invite some of our Sangha members, old in years or old in experience, yeah? Not necessarily old in the body, to come and share things, okay? So this next 3 weeks, we'll do this, okay? I can see many of you actually with beautiful things to say, yeah? Okay? So anyway, we are so incredibly lucky we have self-healing, okay? Rinpoche really opened the doors to the Shambhala kingdom and said, come in, yeah? Okay? So now it's up to us, yeah? Okay? I mean, the door is open. Actually, in this book here, I don't know, in this one, yeah? But we used to have this picture, yeah, okay? There's a picture of somebody in a cage, yeah, okay? And there was a picture of Rinpoche with a key, and he's giving the key, and the door is open. But we have to realize we're free. We just need to go through the door, yeah? So Rinpoche gave the wisdom key to everybody, yeah? It wasn't like some super secret teaching that only, I don't know, like Lama Michel or me and a few people know about, yeah? He liked to give everything. He said, I'd like to share everything with all my friends, of which he had extremely many, yeah, okay, yeah. But it's up to us to use what he gave us, yeah, okay. So, anyway, we're so lucky, and now I think I've run out of time for now. Is it dinner time at 7? Yeah, there we go. A lot of eating here in Albagnano. Am I going to get fat now all the time eating, no? Sitting and eating, yeah, okay. But anyway, okay, let's dedicate for inner and world peace, and then at what time do we come back? 9, okay. At 9 we're going to come back, and so please everybody, can you download this on your phone, yeah, okay? Yeah, this is, actually what I'll do is I shall run home, so I've run out of energy on my phone, and I'll upload the link for this in the self-healing group, okay? Yeah, the Signal group. If you're not in the Signal group, you ask your friend to download it, and then they can share with you, okay? Yeah. And I'll upload in English and Italian, okay? Yeah. Sorry, other languages we can manage, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And then, so then we'll all have a copy of the sadhana, the book, and then we'll come back at 9 and we'll follow this together and we'll do a prayer for spiritual protection, okay? Yeah? Okay? And apart from that, have a nice meal and let's dedicate for inner and world peace, yeah? We always say it, not just in a Dharma teaching, but at the beginning we always need to have a positive motivation, yeah? Yeah? Then we need to try and do our best, and at the end we need to dedicate all the positive energy, yeah? Okay? So there's in one Buddhist sutra, one Mahayana sutra, this quotation's become very popular these days, but it is truly, nowadays you hear many things, Buddha said this, but you think, where did he say that? But this is truly from a Mahayana sutra. So it says, how do I keep a drop of water, yeah? Okay? So how I keep a drop of water is by putting it in the ocean, yeah? Okay? Yeah? So every time we do something positive, yeah, with the motivation to grow and help the others and help the environment, then what we do at the end, is we dedicate. That means we imagine sharing all our positive energy with the world. It's like we give it away, yeah? And strangely, yeah, but this is how karma works. By giving it away, we can still have access to it. If we think, oh, I want to keep it like this for me, imagine it like a drop of water, yeah? I have one drop of water in my hand, yeah? Then what will happen? Immediately I'm going to drop it or it will evaporate. I lost it, yeah? But if I put it in Lego Majori, it's there, isn't it, yeah? So by always thinking of the collective, sharing with others, the we, not I, then the positive energy continues. This is why we do the dedication at the end of Buddhist prayer sessions, okay? Okay? So, please come back with this afterwards. Anyway, very easy. Rinpoche always show us like this. We touch the hand to the heart, yeah? 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 What do we have in our heart? Inner and world peace. So we say Om Bishwa Shanti Hum, yeah? Shanti means peace in Sanskrit, and Vishwa means world, yeah? So we're saying Om world peace. Easy, yeah? Mantras mean something, by the way, yeah? We're not saying like Om Coca-Cola Sohar or something, yeah? No, really, each one means something, yeah? Okay? Just need to know what it means, if you like, yeah? Okay? Anyway, this positive blessing and energy is there. Okay, so let's think of the world. The world really needs help, so all our positive energy, we imagine sending to all those war zones and all those people with confused minds, and especially to Mother Earth, yeah? Which is so in difficulty, yeah? So let's send all our love and best wishes and spiritual energy that things get better, okay? And Rinpoche said there's a lot of hope, yeah, okay? Okay? Om Bishwa Shanti Hum. 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 Peripotere della verità, pace, gioia, ora e sempre. Peripotere della verità, pace e gioia, ora e sempre. Peripotere della verità, pace e gioia, ora ni modele sentele, ni me kuyandele shin, ni sentatu dele pe, konjo sungi jingi, konjo sungi nadruso, konjo sungi tashisho. All'alba, al monto, di notte durante il giorno, possono i tre gioielli concederci loro benedizioni, possono aiutarci a ottenere tutte le realizzazioni con la nostra vita, con molti segni di Okay, and all other languages later. Come back at 9 and we say many languages, yeah? So, okay? Okay, so thank you very much. Have a nice meal. And please don't forget to do, because our printer's broken, yeah? Okay, I think if you go in the shop, there's some books of the self-healing. No? No? Yeah? Oh, okay. Okay. If you actually, nicest is the paper one. Danielle says hopefully we have some soon, but if for now, please download the PDF. Yeah. Okay. We manage. Okay. Also very beautiful. Yeah. And see you later. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. See you later. Have a nice meal. Yeah.